Thank you, Lisa. Good afternoon. I'm glad she has cookies going around because after we did that yoga, I could probably take a nap. I'm gonna miss out on the cookies though. So like Lisa said, I'm with the Manufacturing Extension Partnership Program with the Ohio State University. I'll give you a little bit of my background because I apologize. Lisa had asked me for a bio and I didn't catch that email. So prior to working with the Manufacturing Extension Program, I started in 2011 with the university, working in the front office as a office assistant for various programs, including aquaculture, soil and water, horticulture, direct marketing. I've worked with a lot of different programs over the years. Eventually, I ended up with cooperatives, which is with Hannah, and worked with Hannah for a couple of years. And then while I was with Hannah, this program was in some financial need, and I did a lot of the financials behind the scene work for some other programs. So I stepped in and helped this program, and then I ended up eventually becoming a growth advisor. So that's a little bit about my background. So we'll get started. I'm not sure how much of this will apply to everybody, but if you do know a manufacturer that it would apply to, please share the information. That's what we're here for, is to try to get the word out about this program and what we do. So what is Ohio MEP? A lot of people, when I tell them what I do or where I work or who I work for, the first thing is, what is that and what do you do? So the Ohio Manufacturing Extension Partnership works with manufacturers to help them create and retain jobs, increase profits, and save time and money. So let me use the little clicker here. Sure. Lisa said I had to point it to the television. Is that working, Lisa? I'll just continue talking while she's working on it. Make sure it's. The Ohio MEP serves as a trusted business advisor focused on solving challenges and identifying opportunities for growth. The Ohio MEP is also part of a statewide and national network. The critical areas of services are operational support and quality and workforce and advanced manufacturing and cybersecurity, which is up here on my screen so that you can read along and not have to keep up with everything that I'm saying, because there's quite a bit. Clients complete a third-party administered survey to capture economic impact. I'll talk a little bit more about that, and that's the clients that we do assist with funding. Key driver of economic development with metrics aligned to business results. I brought my computer up here because I didn't bring my glasses and I was afraid I couldn't read the screen. I apologize. So MEP has 6 regional partners across the state of Ohio. The first one there is the Ohio State University South Centers, which is us. We are located in Piketon. We currently serve 19 counties in the state of Ohio. You can see them. They're in the dark blue down towards the bottom there. That is the regions that we serve. TechSolve is on here, and I want to make sure that I mention them because this is an Adams and Brown County event, and TechSolve does serve Brown County. Columbus State, and then Fastlane, Magnet, and SIFT are the other ones. That is how we are divided in the state of Ohio for who we serve as far as counties goes. Okay, so a lot of people ask me how it's managed and funded. They are managed by the Development Office of Technology Investments, and the Ohio MEP is a state and federal initiative sponsored by the U.S. Department of Commerce National Institute of Standards and Technology, which we always refer to as NIST for short. So I want to take a minute at this time real fast to talk a little bit about how our funding works. People call me a lot and want to know, can you help me? What type of grants do you have? And so on. So the first thing I want to say is with our grants, we are solely focused on manufacturers, and that's what we're here for, is to help the manufacturer with the grants that we do receive. There is no particular size as far as a company goes. It can be a larger company, mid-sized company, or a small company of just 1 or 2 people. Currently, Adams County is one of my counties, and so that's part of why I was grateful that Lisa asked me to come out here and speak today. And I'm currently working with several businesses here in the county, some which do just have the 2 employees and some that have more than 100 employees here in our county that I'm currently working with. So how our funding works is we have to first make sure that you are a manufacturer, and we have a way to look that up, and I won't go into a lot of detail with that because it just might be confusing. But we want to make sure that you're a manufacturer first, and then we will go from there and work with you on what type of project that it is that you are in need of that we can possibly cover with our grants. And then from there, we work with the vendor. It could be your vendor that you currently are paying for something, whether it be a training or any other type of service that you're receiving to one of our vendors. We work with over 50 vendors that can do different type of programs and trainings and so on of the needs of the manufacturers. It is a real simple process. We are not like most grants where you have an application. We do not have an application that you have to complete. We just have to make sure that you are a manufacturer. There are no financial requirements. A lot of people will ask me, oh, do I need to have, a certain amount of money that we bring in? There is no requirements on that either. We work with the vendor, we get them set up in our system, and then we go from there as far as payment, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a very simple process. The most important part of it, though, is at the end, within 6 months after the project is completed with your company, we ask that you do a 10-question survey. It is not linked to you directly. That does not come to us directly, because to the state, we don't see your answers. But that's what helps us to come up with the information we need and the state needs in order to provide us for the funding that we have. Okay. No, that was a lot. I apologize. Okay, so why is MEP important? You'll see there on the screen just a couple of different things. Distributing research-based information to stakeholders is the entire premises of what the land grant mission is about, and that's what Extension does, and that has to do with our university in general. To remain competitive in the global economy, it is imperative that cooperation accelerate their innovation process. And then manufacturing generates more economic activity than any other sectors. So just a little bit of information on the manufacturing side. For every dollar of domestic manufacturing value added, another $3.60 of economic activity is generated elsewhere across the economy. For every manufacturing job, there are 3.4 jobs created in non-manufacturing industries, and no other sector comes even close to those numbers. So that's how important manufacturing is, and that's why we are important as well. So why is it making important still? I apologize. The average annual earnings of Ohio manufacturing workers in 2020 was $65,000 per person. The main important thing that you see there is Ohio is the 3rd in the nation in total manufacturing employees and total annual payroll. That's a super great thing. 13% of all Ohio workers were employed in manufacturing in 2020. Only the healthcare and social assistance sector had greater employment among Ohio private sectors. And then there's a couple other things there. Ohio manufacturing provides over 650,000 jobs. So. Some more on why we are important. So how we've helped is the first one that you see there. 31% efficiency and lean. That is a training that we do with manufacturers. 28% organizational capability, 25% standards and certification, and 16% in growth. Those are some of the things that we work on when we go out to the manufacturer to see what it is that they need. We sit down and do kind of an assessment, et cetera, and then we apply whatever needs to be done. How many we've helped? 260,893 projects. And this number I know has not been updated. So that was, a prior number, and it has grown since. 94,033 clients that we have represented. Again, that number is a little bit outdated. So but that's just to give you a general idea of how many people that we have helped. 985,000 and so on new and retained jobs. We've helped our clients attain 111.3 billion in new and retained sales, 18.8 billion in cost savings. So the nationwide MEP program is a partnership between the federal government and all 50 states, and it offers a range of resources to help small and mid-sized manufacturers identify and accelerate growth and competitiveness. And then again, over on the right that you see up there on your screen is kind of a summary of a little bit of what we just went over. So how can we help? There's a couple of different ways, and we've got some things listed here. Leadership and skill development, adopting new technology, operations and logistics, and software solutions. To give you a few examples of things that this could be or that this could include, would be things like process mapping, Six Sigma Lean trainings, root cause analysis, time management, leadership challenging training, cybersecurity training, growth coaching, operational assessments, and that's just to name a few of the things that we do. We'll talk a little bit more about all the other things that we have to offer and so much more here in just a few minutes.
When manufacturers feel frustrated or overwhelmed, OSU MEP is here to help. Our team is well versed in all facets of the manufacturing process to provide quick and reliable solutions to excelling in business. Additionally, as a member of the Manufacturing Extension Partnership National Network, we have access to funding that can offset some of the cost of your solutions. Our easy 4-step process. Schedule a meeting with the Ohio State University MEP. During the introductory meeting, we learn about your company, operations, and understand your goals and challenges. Select a goal or challenge. We partner with you to determine the optimal goal or challenge and identify the potential benefits to your organization. This may include new jobs, sales growth, and expense savings. Make a plan. Together, we'll develop a plan and scope for the project. Our team will either complete the work themselves or recommend a vetted third-party solution provider. Either way, OSU MEP will oversee the project from start to finish. Once the project is complete, we'll need to review the actual impacts together. Our team will continue to follow up and discuss the benefits to your organization and explore other areas where we can assist you. OSU MEP is always here to partner with you in helping your business to succeed.
So that's just a little video that we put together that's like a fast way of saying this is what we do and how we can help. And there is a lot of things that's not included in this, but we go into a lot more detail whenever, of course, we meet with you directly and speak with you individually. So we're going to move on to the next slide here. Ohio digital transformation for manufacturers is something that we specialize in. Digital transformation is a journey that manufacturers take to achieve digitalization and involves the deployment of best practices and improving key performance indicators, quantifying their current state of digital transformation. There's a lot of information there on that slide, just telling you that this is one of the things that we do and work with. Ohio defense manufacturing. This is something new. In August of 2020, Ohio was awarded the highly sought after destination as a defense manufacturing community, one of the 6 destinations awarded across the country. We don't do a lot of this right now, but it is something that we do have and that we can do if you know of somebody in need for something of this nature. This is some of the criteria and services involved with, if we do assist someone with the defense mechanism, it has to be, of course, a Ohio-based manufacturer, because again, this is solely manufacturers that we're working with, 600 or fewer employees and so on. And it just talks about some of the projects and services allowed, from engagement to assessment and so on. So some examples of Ohio MEP projects to kind of give you a better feel for like what we do. We've worked with the customer to reduce changeover time on a major project line from 16 to 11 days, saving them $300,000 per day. Implementing automation for labeling of food bottles for a small food manufacturer was another project that we did. created standard operating procedures for a client who has had 15% of their workforce retire and is implementing new production system, developed the next generation of manufacturing leaders through intense customized supervisor training, offered green belt training to create internal CI champions who drove process improvement. And those are just some examples of some of the projects that we've done. So, oops, let me see here. We did this, I'm clicking up here and forgetting to click over here. There's our projects. Okay, here we are. Okay, example of Ohio MEP projects. So the pictures that you're seeing up there on the screen are some pictures that we have taken out of CTC that we help. So another part of what we do with our program is we go out and we assist the local CTC programs and their manufacturing programs, as far as like, we don't go out and just help the CTC in general. It has to be the program that deals with the manufacturing. The kids that are in these pictures up here, this is at Buckeye Hills Career Center and Athens Megs. They did a project out there for a Lean Six Sigma training. And I know to most people, these words are maybe foreign because if you're not into manufacturing, you may not know what those are. So we brought in someone to do a training with these kids that would normally cost quite a bit of money, and our program paid so that the kids could do that. Another thing that we have done with the CTCs over in Pike County, we worked with their CTC and we did another Lean Six Sigma yellow belt training. And then up north, we had a CTC that we assisted with. They had a robotic program that wanted to take their robotic team and their entire students down to Texas for a, not sure exactly what all was going on, but they were competing. And so that was going to cost them around $10,000 in our manufacturing extension partnership program paid for those kids to go to Texas. Currently, I am working with the Ohio Valley CTC, and the project that we're working on right now is to buy them and purchase them a brand new machine. And that machine is, the cost of it will be $36,000. We will be paying for that entire machine for the Ohio Valley CTC students this year. And we hope to have that in there by Christmas. So that's a pretty big deal. And it's one of our neat sides of the manufacturing extension partnership program that I truly enjoy, especially getting to help my county here and then a county that I went to school to also. So that's another side of things that we do with this program, not just give out grant funds to manufacturing companies. So here are some of our services, and it's quite lengthy, and it's just a little bit of what we do and what kind of things that we can do for the manufacturers. These are different projects that we have done through the years, and we have a lot more, but these are some of the more popular type projects. Everything from operational support and quality to workforce to cybersecurity and advanced manufacturing programs and projects that we do with manufacturers. All of the things that are listed here and then much more besides what's here are things that we can do with the manufacturer. When we go out and meet with you individually, we sit down and we try to find the need for your company. Everybody's situation is different. So depending on what your need is what we will determine that we do for a project. The neat thing about our program is when we meet with the manufacturer, we build a relationship. And the nice part is we have fortunately always received these grants every year. And so we build this relationship and this partnership with those companies, and it stays there, indefinitely. And the reason for that is once we help you with one project, it doesn't mean that we can't help you with another. And a couple of years later or down the road, another. There's no limits as far as how many times we assist you with our program grant funds. So that's a little neat thing too, because a lot of times different programs with grant funds, once they help you, they can't necessarily help you again, but we're not set up that way. We have a couple of different grants that we receive every year, and we can do projects with you once or twice a year, and then it just continues. So that's a neat little thing about our program as well. I don't think this likes me, Lisa. And then there's just a short summary here about the MEP on your screen up there. Program started in 1988, and a lot of people just have not heard of us, but we have been around for a long time. And they are at least one of our centers in all 50 states by 1996. They are a national network. We are a partnership model of federal, state, and university and industry. The MEP system budget, 130 million federal budget with cost share requirements for our centers and global competitiveness, and then evolving role. So the program continues to evolve in order to support manufacturers during changing economic situations. Is there any questions? I know that was a lot of information. If you're not in manufacturing, it was a lot, probably a lot of foreign information to you. Okay. Well, I thank you for letting me come out and be a part of this today. This has been wonderful, Lisa. We appreciate everything that you've done here. And I also want to say too, and I know Hannah mentioned it also, I work at Ohio State University, and we are down at South Centers. One of the neat things about working with any of our programs is we always have other program areas that we can always refer you to, from Hannah with cooperatives to Brad with SBDC that can assist you in many ways. And then we also have other program areas and researchers there that can also help. This helps us a lot. I know currently I'm working with an elderberry farm here in the county, and she needed some research assistance and help. And I reached out to some of the people that are with us at South Centers, and it's been wonderful for her. So those are just some little perks that we have that maybe some of the other MVPs across the state don't have. Besides us, I think there's only one other university, which would be Columbus State, that would have those kind of perks. So thank you again for having me.
All right, thank you, Carissa. All right, so if you look at your agenda, we have a list of resources.